Well, my guest right now is Adam McNitt from Rebel Spirit.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Adam, how are you? Thank you for joining me here.
I'm doing great.
Enjoying New York?
I love New York. Spent some time in New Jersey as well. I don't know if that's too taboo to say.
That's okay.
You have to show love to both states.
That's correct. And the your bottling company is out of California.
Yes,
so
we're based out of just north of Los Angeles.
Now, let's talk about what your company does. So you're not a distillery. What are you?
No, we're an independent bottler. So independent bottling is where the industry of Scotch production commercially started. Mm-hmm. People would buy whiskey from rural distillers and then bottle it under their label. Traditionally, it was grocery stores like Gordon MacPhail, which went on to become its own brand. And other, like Cadenhead's was a grocery store that, yet again, they used to buy whiskey and then they went on to become their own brand. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of where we're honoring the tradition of that.
So how many different brands and labels does Rebel offer?
So at any given time, we could have between 25 to 30 different unique distilling and bottlings. It all varies based on what the market allows us to purchase.
So, but let's say today, how many roughly? It's 5, 10?
We have about 40 different whiskeys right now.
Whoa, 40 different.
Right. We're at the confluence of some really great vintages and different distilleries that we were able to get and purchase. And so we've been able to increase our production, increase what we offer through the Alexander Murray line because of our buying power and the fact that we are growing and people would like us to represent their distilleries in our bottles.
Now, I'm not going to put you on the spot and say, which one is your favorite because you got 40 and you're going to get in trouble. So, well, but maybe, which, describe the uniquenesses of some of them.
We try to bring you distilleries that are as true to the original distiller's specifications. So we don't try to do all these experimental finishes. We try to bring you the true quality of that distillery. We have an excellent Glen Keith right now, 20 years old. We've had a Glen Rothis 22 in the past, which is really quite unique for the Glen Rothis family. It's spicier, this really great hearty single malt. We have a really fantastic Glenlivet 45. Polly's Cask, which is this experimental single malt we did in used Firestone Walker DBA barrels. It was the first of its kind in the market. Since then, we've gone on to see some other finishes in beer barrels, which is really light. We'd like to have something for everyone in our portfolio. The entry-level product all the way to the connoisseur level. Anything from 30-year-old Glen Turret, which is an incredibly rare distillery to see, to a 15-year-old Dalmore.
Now, I understand that you bottle around 2,500 cases annually. Is that correct?
Yes, that's our rough average.
Wow. So what, you're going 24 hours a day? I mean,
yeah, I work 7 days a week. I canvass most of the country. We're just starting. Traditionally, we've just been sold in California and Nevada and Arizona and a smaller market there. And we've grown our distribution to about 15 to 20 states this year, and we're going to continue to expand into about 30 states next year as well.
What are the average price points or the lowest and the highest in your portfolio?
We go from anywhere about $35 on the shelf all the way up to $1,800, $2,000 a bottle.
Wow.
We have a 53-year-old that is absolutely exquisite. So 53, I can't tell you where it comes from.
Okay.
We have a contract.
You're on the air, so
they won't tell me anyway.
Gotta be careful.
But 53 years old from 1962. And we vintage date our bottles so you know the year it was distilled, the year that it was born. And it's a way for us to connect to our consumers. People ask me all the time, do you have anything from a specific year? For my anniversary, my kids were born.
Right.
This is the first time I met my wife. All these different anniversaries are centered around dates and years. And so we, in addition to our age statements, we also put on the vintages. Yeah.
So that's really special.
Yeah.
Is it a fair question when someone asks that let's say their price point is only $50 and they want to give a gift?
Yes.
Will it still be respectable? Do you still have offerings in your portfolio for that?
We have something literally for everyone across every flavor profile, across every price point. If you're looking for a $50 gift, we have that product for you. The Bon Accord is a fantastic entry-level single malt. It really plays well to the consumer who may not know who they're buying for and what they're buying, what their preference for Scotch is. It's also a great way to introduce you to a style of Scotch that is sort of universal. People tend to like things that are lighter and sweeter with depth. This is our Bon Accord, for example, is our very Americanized palate. It's a great caramel, touch of smoke, vanilla, things that are really reminiscent in the American market to bourbon.
Adam, thank you for joining me here on Mind Your Business. I love the honor of interviewing C-level executives and sharing their great advice and perspective on Mind Your Business. I'd love to get your feedback. Post it in the comments below and subscribe. You'll never miss an edition of Mind Your Business.